Hey, all you sexy people, it's Monica Madrid with Football is Sexy. And of course, I'm here with my squad, M. Shay, better known as, actually, it's Melissa, better known as M. Shay.
Hello.
And then we got Sanaz, who will probably be Sanasti, I think, this weekend.
Coming out today.
After that game? Yeah, it's coming.
But we're here to talk about what else? Football. And so there's so much that went on last weekend. We're going to start off. I know there's so much we want to get to. We want to get to the Jets. We want to get to the whole Taylor Kelsey thing. Oh my God, do we have a lot to say about that. But first, let's just get Monday night's game out of the way.
Get it out of here.
Let's just get it out of the way. The Giants were horrible.
The Seahawks.
What is happening?
Insane.
So, in that game, we had to remember, two things. The offensive lines on both of those teams are just horrible right now. They have a ton of injuries going. And then you also got to remember Daniel Jones has just not showed up.
No.
And he got a nice contract. And he has not
140
paid into it yet.
Million, I think.
Yeah, no, it was a good one.
92
it was a
million
good one. But
guaranteed?
you know what really got me about that game was the jaw jacking. So much back and forth drama. Geno Smith got into it, I think, with McKinney.
If they're good?
Yeah,
dude, if they're good?
And just stop, dude. And then Geno ends up going out. He got a little scrapped up, getting pushed out during a play. He came back in, but ultimately they put their backup in. He came in the end of the game, and then Pete Carroll with that wad of bubble gum in his mouth.
Oh my God!
I don't know. Is he sponsored by Bubblicious?
I mean, how does he still have jaw movement? I feel like
the
any
TMJ
dentist,
on that man.
Yes, that must be so painful.
So
I just can't imagine.
For you newer fans, okay, we're always going to bring it back to the newer fans. Pete Carroll is a head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, formerly of USC, and of course he's at Fight On. And of course, a lot of the coaches always come from other teams, college. So Pete Carroll is known. He's actually, I think, the oldest coach.
One of the most
72.
tenured.
Isn't he
72 years old?
Let's give it to him for one thing. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
And he's handsome. The dude is handsome.
And did you know he's actually been with the Seahawks? I think it's, don't quote me, 14 years?
Oh, wow.
Has
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Well,
it has been that long.
Wow.
I might be wrong.
As a Niner fan, they are in
production girl, Ryan, can you check that for us while we're going here? Thank
that would
you.
be great.
Ryan's our production gal. She's awesome.
Shout out to Ryan London. By the way, as a Niner fan, they are in our division.
Oh, yeah.
There
Definitely
is
a rival.
nothing worse for a Niner fan, especially back when the rivalry was really heated up. Legion of the Boom, Richard Sherman, Wagner. I mean, they had an amazing defense years ago. Now they're like
the historian.
Now they're like
Yeah,
whatever.
bring in the history.
But the history is watching Pete Carroll chew his gum.
Oh.
You knew it wasn't good for us because he only really chews it when he's happy.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off.
And boy, does he get happy.
Oh
So
my
the third
God.
quarter is when I picked up the game, and
Okay.
the third quarter I feel like is when it just ended. It was rough, you guys. I think there was a minute left on the clock. Jones threw for an interception. It was a pick six. It was picked up and ran for 97 yards.
Picked up by the safety Witherspoon, who had a killer game yesterday, Seattle.
Oh, amazing. And he's
Your
a rookie,
boy
right?
Dude, no, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He had that pick six. He had another great play. He was just on fire yesterday.
Shout out to him. He showed up for his team, and that was basically the end of the game. I mean, after that, it didn't get any better. It was just a sad, sad loss. And I mean, I think they've put 3 points up for their entire for their home games this year.
I think they're down. I think they've only scored 3 points in 2 games or something like
even
that.
know.
It's crazy. By the way, let's just because there's so much to talk about, but to wrap it up on the Giants, this is why football is so amazingly fun to watch. Is because you can be up here 1 minute and then you can be down here the next.
Yeah.
And as a fan, you're like, what the is happening? Because the coach just got Coach of the Year, a year or 2 ago, and now you're like, heads are rolling.
No,
already.
It's not good in New York
It's
right
not
now,
good
guys.
in New York.
No.
It's not good in New York.
It's
Now
not.
we're gonna get to the other team. By the way, another fun fact. Oh wait, I got to tell you about Daniel Jones. How bad he is right now.
Let's get
Mind
into it.
you,
Let's get into it.
remember my famous phrase that is always famous to me. How it starts
Is how it ends.
Thank you. And when he was recruited, the fans booed the poor man. And here we are, years later, booing the poor man.
Who's in
Now,
a worse spot?
by the
Daniel
way-
Jones or Zach Wilson?
Ooh, I think Zach. I mean,
Okay, sorry to interrupt your
no,
thought,
we'll come
but
back to that. I like that. I like that. That's a toss up.
I think Jones, but
I
it's definitely a toss. Yeah, I can
think
see both
Daniel
sides.
Jones would be like the biggest issue right now because
he's expected to
he's
do good?
expected
Okay.
because he got the bag, right?
Yes.
They got, and
Yeah.
again, the newer fans, when we say bag, that means cha-ching, money, millions of dollars, and then you shit the bed, as you say. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Look at you using my terms.
I know. I'm gonna say because
I like
I'm
it.
wearing your camo. It's
Camo
fun.
is my favorite
Do you,
color.
Do you like my camo
My
today?
girl looks good today.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But look, Daniel Jones is literally tied with Jimmy Garoppolo. Whole nother thing, ladies. Jimmy G, look him up. Hot. Just it is what it is.
I think
He's
the ladies
tied,
know.
and the guys, by the way, and whoever else, is tied with Jimmy G for the most interceptions, I think, right now.
Sick.
And he is 1-12 in prime time.
Wow.
So all the people that want to bet, if the Giants are playing prime time, a night game, bet on the other team.
Yeah.
So
Right?
Yeah, there
that
we go.
1-12. One means we start with the losses, and the second one is wins because we have a lot of new fans out there, right? So 1-12, that means they've only won one and they've lost 12. And then the last stat I have for you guys with Daniel Jones, this one is like a killer to me. He is 0-7 on a Monday night game. Again, so
I don't
if
get that.
like he just doesn't win under
But
lights.
see, I don't get that because the spread yesterday was Seahawks by 1.5.
Dude.
So what? How can
and
it
they're
have
in
been?
New York.
Yeah, that's why it's so horrible.
The Juju in New York. By the way, another fun fact: 2 teams share the MetLife Stadium: the New York Giants and the New York Jets. So, and
It's
both
the
lost.
stadium's fault.
It's the
Yeah.
stadium's
So
fault.
maybe we
Get the
just blame
maintenance
the
crew
stadium.
out there. Maybe it's
Yeah.
turf. They have turf or grass. Blame that. Just kidding.
Well, let's get to the other New York.
Oh gosh.
Where do we even? Do we start with Travis and Taylor? Do we just get that out of the way? Or let's just go to the game first. Let's go to the game first.
So we're going to go to the game first. But what I read is that there were 4 million less viewers for this game versus the last game.
Right.
But remember, it's on different networks and they were playing different opponents. But
No.
what I also read is that there was a huge increase in female viewership.
Of course. But
And
I guess
females
we're
in
not-
attendance too, because a lot of the people who were viewing at home last week were now in the stands.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were there.
Yes.
Deadpool
So
was
we-
at the game.
We said we were going to talk about the game,
Deadpool.
but we can't. We have
I'm
to,
sorry.
We have to,
Okay,
it's just, no, it's
okay.
great. Let's talk about
Sorry.
it. No, let's talk about it.
And then Kelsey's mom. You guys know Kelsey's mom went to the Eagles game
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then got all the way to go watch her other son play.
Yes.
what else does she have to do?
Mom
She's
of the year.
retired with 2 sons that are multi-millionaires.
I just think it's sweet.
it is the sweetest thing,
Yeah.
but
That's
like,
a lot of driving in a day.
honey, I'm sure she took a jet.
Yes. Her
I'm-
drivers brought her
right?
Swifties. I hope you're appreciating my
Yeah.
shirt.
Hey,
I wore
Mike,
it
look
for
at
us.
this. So
I wore it for us.
this is
You're
like,
both wearing Taylor Swift stuff?
I love this sweatshirt. Don't emo girl. Don't hate. By the way, my favorite song, you probably wouldn't guess, but I love Endgame.
Oh yeah. Well, because you're a
That is-
songwriter.
I'm a songwriter.
Yeah,
This is
you-
true.
yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
But okay, football, because we're gonna get hate.
Okay.
What I want to talk about is the game, but then I want to talk about the controversy. And we got
Yeah.
some backlash on our page, which pissed me off, and I'll tell you why. It's a standard. It's a double standard, and
Yeah.
I want to talk about it before we go. But let's actually talk about the games because that's what we're here
Well,
for.
the game was a piss poor example of what Kansas City should be doing.
Absolutely.
Like to see Mahomes at the very end just being like, I'm going to run this ball, 10 yards myself and then celebrate. Bro, act like you've been there before. What are
Yeah.
you doing
Yeah.
against the Jets? And like they were just getting it made it look a little tough. I mean, at one point, when I started watching the game, I was watching with my uncle and he left the room and he comes back in and now it's 2020.
right.
And I'm like, okay, well they've tied it.
Yeah.
So
I watched the whole game. Did you happen to see it?
I did.
What are your thoughts on the game?
I just felt like if it was lazy, it felt like they barely showed up. It felt like the Jets, who we know are in no a comparison to the Chiefs as far as ability were somehow equal to them at some points in the game, and that was very concerning. I don't know if they were distracted by Taylor Swift. I don't know if that's actually part of why they were kind of falling apart on the field this week, but it was not what I expected or how I expected them to show up this week at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched it from beginning to end. I was really excited for it. I've been in that stadium. It's one of those stadiums. I mean, New York, the fans are nuts, right? Which is great. Like, they're just passionate.
We love a New York
We
fan.
love New York. And so, and you have to understand the history too of the Jets. I talk about all the time. Like, their last time was in 1969. I was born in 1969. So you can look at me and go, shit, they haven't won a Super Bowl since Monica's been alive. That's a long freaking time. You know what I mean? Hey, always bringing it back to. But, I've been really hard on Zach Wilson, as you guys know. My thing is cocky. I've never liked that, especially when you come into the league. And we've talked about it numerous times on the podcast. You can be an amazing, amazing quarterback or player in college. And when you get to the NFL, I don't know why they don't get this through their brain. Mm-hmm. It is a different beast.
Yeah.
You lose, so they say, 2 seconds in the NFL. That means if you think you were fast in college, you just lost 2 seconds. Think about that. Yeah. When a quarterback throws, you want them to throw less than 3 seconds, right?
Right.
You just lost 2.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a faster league, harder hitting. These guys come in. So I wish sometimes the mentoring would be a little bit more
and
there.
We saw that a little bit in Hard Knocks. We saw him. We saw, we didn't know that time that he was going to be the one actually starting on the field. But we saw a little bit of that mentorship. And I think we were all pretty hopeful that it would actually pay off and he would actually come through a little bit more. But
yeah,
I mean, Aaron said when he could walk, he'd be back, and he was. He was back this week on the sidelines.
He's trying to get back this season for sure.
There's no way you're coming.
No physical
get
way.
out of here.
No.
Which, by the way, Phillip Rivers played with a torn ACL. Fun Charger fact. Anyway, but yeah, he's not coming back this year. His injuries are just too whatever.
And his age.
Well, but I like that he was at least standing there.
Definitely.
Whispering words of wisdom into Zach Wilson's beautifully blonde-haired ear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally.
I will. So since back to Zach Wilson, I will. I want to give him some props.
Wow.
Are you guys? I know.
You're gonna be nice to
Softy
Zach?
Monica is coming through.
I'm like, what?
Because you know what? I saw some maturity this game. I saw some maturity. I saw some grit. And I actually saw some respect from the other players when they lost. And that warms my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the first quarter was horrible for them. The Kansas City wasn't playing. It was just like, it was just a weird game. I mean, Kansas City wasn't playing like their Super Bowl, ways. And then but New York, but the defense, the Jets defense is amazing.
And you posted that reel too on our page, the Football Sexy page, where it was Zach Wilson when he first started doing press and they asked him about a loss and he was just, like you said, so cocky, wouldn't own it, no accountability versus today.
He took accountability. Yeah. And because the truth is they had numerous chances to actually win the game.
Yeah, no, they listen.
He fumbled. I felt bad.
Remember
for
I
him.
said it, dude. The Jets will say if our defense shows up today, that's all we can do to win this game.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
Defensively, the Jets, they're not the worst team.
Right.
But I mean, all in all, I just thought the Chiefs, they really took a lazy assignment that day.
Yeah.
Lazy,
and
tired.
I really didn't care for the amount of celebration that the Chiefs were having. It just was like kind of petty to me.
Totally.
And I don't know.
Let's move
I
on.
expected
Let's
better
move
out
on
of
to the
Mahomes.
Niners.
Well,
let's
talk a
your
little bit about
plays.
the controversy, though. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because we're here. So, as we know, the Taylor experience
tell
has
us.
fumbled
Swifties.
in. The Swifties have fumbled into the NFL. And I love it. But there's been some backlash. At first, it was all exciting.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. And now a week later, this is our attention span, America. Like a week later, we're like, we're over it. Like last week, we loved them. They're the cutest couple. And then like the world is like over it. And I think it's partly because they cut to her so much. And it's not her fault. She's just living her life.
Yeah.
Best life, by the way. And she's like this phenomenon and an amazing songwriter. And the NFL is capitalizing as much as they can. So is Travis Kelce. So some of the media is getting backlash because football fans are saying, we don't want to hear about this. We want to hear football.
But don't we remember Brady with Giselle? Don't we remember, if you take it way back to the beginning of time, I mean, he was dating a supermodel, Giselle. She goes by one name. She is that much of a supermodel, okay? And that was the same thing. It's any NFL player with any other high-profile celebrity. They always get this on them. But right now they're in the hot seat.
Well, and the whole controversy is this real?
Yes.
Is this a ploy for Taylor has a new movie coming out? Travis, got over
every commercial ever this year.
Right.
He's in every commercial. I don't even know what he's selling anymore. Credit cards, donuts, tires.
I'm more sick of Travis than anything else.
Yeah. He's a nice
I'm
dude.
sorry. He's a nice guy and he's funny and I get that. But
have you seen the picture of her on his lap playing with his ear? Yes, there's some very intense PDA photos circulating. That, I mean, the girl's not an actress; she's a musician, and if that's fake, then
Taylor Swift
bravo.
should be sponsored by red lipstick, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I cannot listen. I love that you guys are into it. It's not my jam. I won't lie. Like, if I hear Bad Blood, I start singing, and I hate Jake Gyllenhaal too now because of All Too Well.
Yes.
I get it, but I want to watch a game and I don't want to keep looking up. And to me, Taylor Swift always looks like there was this SNL Kristen Wiig skit where she'd always just look excited and go,
yes. Yes.
why is she always like perplexed?
Because
like
she's
that?
so happy. Look at her bank account.
Well, good for her.
I seriously.
Yeah, and
I would be so happy if I was almost worth $1 billion.
She honestly didn't have a childhood. She grew up from 14, being as a country star with her guitar and playing country music, and so this really is all new to her. She didn't have a high school boyfriend and go to a high school dance and go to prom and have a boy like her and have a bad break. That all came in front of America. So she really is that little 14-year-old girl still.
No, do not Britney Spears her. No.
Oh, Britney Spears.
Okay.
There's no comparison.
As you guys know, I used to live in Nashville for 4 years.
Oh gosh.
And
yes.
as a songwriter, I hung out with a lot of other big songwriters, and there's reputations out there.
Yeah.
And her reputation behind the scenes is amazing.
Yeah, listen, I love her.
Not only is she an amazing songwriter, she takes her songwriting very serious.
Yeah.
And I love that about her.
Yeah, me too.
And all the people that I've talked to is she's really the real deal, and she's loved, and that I give her a million props for. And if you want to learn football, follow us, Taylor. We see you, girl.
Melissa, what's going to be the name of the breakup song between her and Travis Kelce?
Ooh, it's something referencing that purple.
But it won't be that obvious.
Do you see Travis Kelce's ex
it's
came
sexy.
out and is on
Slamming him.
fire right now.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist. He did this
Cheater.
to me. He's a cheater.
Yeah.
Taylor, beware. And I'm sitting here going, I'm sure Taylor's tell me more.
Yeah.
Get out of
She's
here.
purple convertible.
Yeah.
What rhymes with purple convertible?
Yeah, I don't know.
The last thing I want to say about this is what I find as women to be interesting is that some of our followers were starting to go at it on our page because we posted about it because that's relevant.
Every other media network in
Right.
the world posted
Everybody's
about
talking
it.
about
And
it.
a couple of followers came on you women, we're so sick. We're so sick of your Taylor. We're gonna unfollow. And before I even had a chance to reply, because I will reply.
No, you do.
I
You're
will
good about
reply. I see you. Our other followers jumped in and had our back and said, "Oh, so you're gonna be mad at these women who love football, diehard football fans."
Yeah.
And because they're women, they get the backlash. But are you mad at Stephen A? Are you mad at?
Are you mad at Carson Daly?
Oh,
Are you mad at Carson Daly?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Get it, girl.
You know what? I saw him on a flight going to New York once, and I looked at him, and I just felt like something was shifty. And you know what? With your 2 black painted nails on TRL, I used to race home to watch TRL.
Yes.
I would see him. But you know what, honey? You do not need to be teaching anyone football.
Especially
Not like that.
in this demoralizing way, being so condescending, using Taylor Swift lyrics because that's all we understand. That's our intelligence level.
He is an MTV VJ.
Thank you.
What supports him on being
Is MTV still on?
erroneous?
Okay.
What makes him a person to go to on football? More than me, you, or you?
Nope.
No.
He is a Today Show correspondent. Okay.
No.
He.
Thank you.
He is not a football.
Thank
He does
you.
not work for ESPN.
And I'm just going to say it, and sometimes I'll piss people off, but you know what? Last year, it kind of offended me. And I love, obviously, the NFL. All we do is promote the freaking thing, right?
Yeah.
But last year, every freaking player going in and out of the locker room, somebody held up a little mic. I hate those little mics,
me
but
too.
whatever,
They're
those
so
little
annoying.
mics. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? And it pissed me off because I felt like you're just trying to get women fans. Like, you don't think we know what you're doing?
Yeah,
Like,
it was a cheap-
It's so annoying.
Yeah, it was cheap.
And so, but they must know something because here we are, right?
Yeah.
But no, we just see you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so I am, and if I haven't said it, this is why I am so happy that we are here.
Yeah.
Organically, how we met, how I said, you want to do this. I think there's an untapped market, and I think there's a place for women. And I just want to talk football the way I do normally at my house with
Yeah.
other women.
Yes.
And I want to put it on film.
And not wearing pink.
No, I don't do pink. Yeah, I know you guys do. I don't.
No.
I do not wear pink.
Pink.
When have I ever worn pink?
I'm just.
That's
no,
another.
this one
That's
has a
another.
pink.
That's another NFL thing.
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
They do the pink armbands and the pink, like, you know.
Some
and
of
they
it's for
ruffle-
breast cancer
some of it's for
awareness,
breast
but when we
cancer.
know
true.
it's not, that's when it's annoying.
Yes.
Just
exactly.
Just they need to know, like, we see.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
not dumb.
Yeah.
Women are not dumb.
we're more than breast cancer, and we're more than Taylor Swift.
You know what? That is a perfect way to end it. I love you for that. Good looking out. Let's get to the 49ers.
Oh.
And not because they're my team, but because we are 4-0.
Only one of two
Again,
teams. One of two teams.
we are
Very
undefeated.
impressive.
Thank you. Did anybody see the game?
Yes. It was the hottest thing in my house.
And?
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good. It was fun. It was a fun game.
I'm waiting for you.
I mean, I don't know what anyone wants me to say. I've already said you guys are going to the Super Bowl.
I like to hear it
can't
every
say the same
podcast.
things every week.
Yes, you can.
CMC was great again. Kittle was great again. You still don't even have Brandon Ayuk back.
So
What is happening?
So Brock Purdy is on fire, but Christian McCaffrey, better known as CMC, by the way, for you newer fans, 49ers are undefeated right now. They're from San Francisco, red and gold. Hey. And CMC was traded from another team, the Panthers, and are now playing the Niners. And ever since he's been traded, he has been on fire.
Yeah.
One of the cutest guys, by the way. Sweet. And when I say cute, like he just seems so sweet. He's married to a model. They got married, right? Or they're engaged. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Olivia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Olivia Culpo.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
That's his
She was
woman.
She was Miss USA.
Okay. Well, CMC had 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. I mean, he's on fire.
Fantasy football players were so stoked on that this week.
Who was?
Anybody with fantasy, football who had CMC.
Yeah. But Purdy Brock Purdy, our guy, my quarterback.
And we were doubtful. We had
I
just
was
been through-
never
We've
doubtful.
been through so much last season.
No,
So
I was never doubtful.
I was.
I saw
I was doubtful.
poise. I keep saying I've seen poise. I've seen grit. I've seen accuracy, and I've seen seriousness.
Yes,
He is locked in his little Kohl's outfit. Right? When he's not a Louis Vuitton thing in his freaking closet.
Nope.
But right now, Brock Purdy threw 21 times. How many completions do you think he had?
21.
20.
Oh.
He missed 1 pass. That's insane. By the way,
Amazing.
that's insane.
Amazing.
And my little stat here,
Yep.
283 yards, no interceptions, and 1 TD. In fact, the only touchdowns that were scored were between Brock and CMC.
Wow.
We didn't even, that's a
And
beauty.
you want to hear the craziest thing about Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
He is the cheapest paid quarterback
I know.
in the NFL with a measly salary of
900
$900,000 a
yeah.
year. And he lives with one of his offensive linemen. It's
great.
He has a roommate.
Yeah.
It's like college.
Well, you can't buy anything San Francisco for that price.
That I was gonna
Oh,
say,
you're right. For
He's
9
smart. He's
Nobody
smart.
is smart, right?
He
Reminds
is.
me kind of Rob Gronkowski. If you guys remember, like he
Yes.
never touched the money he made
Yeah.
from football. He only ended up living off of the money he got from endorsements. I mean, he only bought like a truck. Like he never went crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that
Yeah.
kind of like smart
Yes.
attitude
You know-
towards money.
You know who always talks about being smart with money?
Who?
Ocho Cinco. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Well, everyone calls him not smart with money. They call him cheap. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's his thing. But he talks about flying Spirit. I love it. It's hilarious. He's
can
like, I
you
fly Spirit.
imagine?
I don't need to spend $15,000 on one plane ride.
But just being that big,
It's
I just feel like for
hilarious.
his size, it would be so.
Oh my God. Well, I would. I don't want to say anything about Spirit in case they want to like endorse us, but enough of my Niners. Other than we are killing it right now.
Yeah.
We are undefeated along with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Because guess who lost? Miami.
Oh,
We're gonna talk about Miami.
I was very surprised. Were you surprised? Did you
I
have
lost
them in
my
your pick'ems?
pick'em.
Yes.
Did you lose your pick'em?
My pick'ems were just
Do not
dog
tell me you picked the
this
Buffalo
week.
Bills.
No, I picked Miami.
Okay, so we all
yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
think
feel
Miami
bad.
was going to start losing until we got to some cold weather games.
Yes,
But obviously,
dude,
Wow.
the Bills looked like the old Bills that
Yeah.
people used to fear.
And I think, do you think the Dolphins were just a little bit too overconfident coming off of last week? Do you think that played a part in it? Because it was just very surprising to see them not perform at all. Like it.
Again, that is the thing about football that I love so much. Literally, you can be so high one week, we killed it,
So high.
and then the next,
So high.
what do? They wet the bed.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
She's all
I
shy
love
now.
when she said
Meek
it
and
that
mild.
day. But honestly, Miami, I just did not see that coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Offensively, they weren't clicking right that game. And I mean, I don't know what was going on in Buffalo. Maybe it's because DeMar Hamlin was back. The energy was up. I mean, and thank God DeMar Hamlin's back, by the way.
Yes, thank God.
So
love
happy
to
about
see our
that.
players healthy. But that game was just a weird one for me. That's the one I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
They lost by 28.
Yeah.
It was-
Oh, I'm sorry. The Niners, the last 3 games, they've scored exactly 30 points.
Okay.
Exactly 30 points. And then the 4th game, I think they scored 35. So we were averaging 30 plus per game right now.
Well, we got
Insane.
And we didn't even have Ayuk. And Debo Samuel, my other guy, didn't even. Kittle. We're going to pass the ball around to everybody. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't mean to keep going
No,
back,
you guys
but
got Sunday
damn.
Night Football next week, and I love that
Oh,
clip. So
my
it's going to be the Niners and the Cowboys
going
next
to
Sunday
be
night.
the
We
game to
finally got a
watch.
game we're kind of excited to watch, by the way.
So excited
I'm
to
so
watch.
pissed.
And
I
I
forgot
love-
my poster. I was going to bring it
It's
today.
okay. It's okay.
I'll bring it after the win next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's that interview with Dak and Dak Prescott, who's the quarterback for the Cowboys. And someone asked him, how did it feel leaving the locker room after that loss last year? Can I just say, as someone who used to do sideline reporting and someone who used to do locker room interviews, what a dumb question to ask.
Yeah.
Because he instantly shut down.
Yep.
He lost everything he was going to say because you could tell in his head he was like, I know what I want to say, but I can't right now.
Right.
So good for you with your self-control, Dak.
Yep.
And he came out and he was like, yeah, I didn't feel great.
Yeah.
It didn't feel good. And we are so far past that I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what,
If I were to
they better find a way to slow down that 49er offense.
If fired
and
him
I
up.
don't see it
Not gonna
happening.
happen.
But at least it's a Sunday night game we're kind of pumped to watch.
Yeah,
excited.
it's a little
Because
preview
Monday
of-
we're stuck with Green Bay and the Raiders.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be a preview of the playoffs. It's going to be
Oh,
a
yeah.
preview that's going to bring that same energy, that same excitement. It's going to be a really, really good game.
So you guys know I posted a couple weeks ago about the whole, do I go to the game? Do I stay home? Do I go to the
Right.
game? And there was a ton of comments of everybody was different. You
Yeah.
go to the game, no way. Stay home, locked in.
Yeah.
Right? Because you missed the game.
Yeah.
As amazing as it is, you just can't be as locked in when you're in the stadium. But the vibe in the stadium is, in fact, for our Swifties, in case they are watching.
Yes.
I literally told my sister who went to the Swiftie concert, she's like, oh my God, this was amazing. And she told me how the fandom, and I looked at her and I was like, everything you just said about watching Taylor Swift in the concert is exactly what I've experienced as a Niner fan my entire life.
Yes, and there are
And
Niner fans who have never been to a Niner game who would give anything to have the option
Exactly.
to go. So for you to
Exactly.
not go.
I know.
And all those people.
But I finally landed the plane yesterday.
Okay. What was your final decision?
And I decided to stay home.
yeah.
To watch it, to be locked in. But let's talk about the Dallas rivalry real quick since we're here. By the way, I am a diehard Niner, but I have amazing friends that are diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. And you know my thing, so many Dodger fans are.
Oh, if you're a Dodger fan, then you're a Dallas fan. Something
well,
about the blue.
It's so crazy. Well, and because the Rams and
Yeah,
LA didn't have a
yeah.
team for
So they-
20 years, so whatever. But the rivalry, just so you guys know, is the Niners have 5 NFL championship rings. Dallas has 5 as well. 2 teams are ahead of us with 6. Not that this really matters, but it, we love to talk about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the rivalry goes back all the way back into the 70s. It was always because we're in the same conference, right? NFC. So for our newer fans, there's NFC and there's AFC, and the top in AFC and the top in the NFC battle for the Super Bowl ring, the Lombardi Trophy, right? And so since we're in the same conference, one of us is going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
We cannot both go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One of us is going, so one of us is kicking each other out. So this, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is our freaking Super Bowl. Trust me when I say that. This is our mini Super Bowl. We have to win this game. We will see them in the playoffs, I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry. We'll talk about the
Absolutely.
Eagles in a minute. I just don't feel like they have the same.
We're getting closer to some playoff predictions.
Yeah, but
There's some good
I'm
ones.
going to say that the Niners are going to take the W. I think we're favored by 3.5.
Yes, highly favored.
I can't wait to see what we do. I'm going to be locked in, but let me give you some rivalry facts. Are you guys ready for
Ooh,
it?
here we go.
I know this in my head, but I don't want to mess it up. So we do have 5 rings each. They have won 8 the NFC championships. We've won 7. They won their last Super Bowl in 1995.
Wow.
Our last Super Bowl, 1994.
Wow.
Do you see what's going on here?
Yes.
It's crazy. We beat them last year. That's why Dak didn't want to talk about it. 19-12. And they ended on like the worst play. It was embarrassing. Ezekiel
smush
Elliott. Oh
of
my God, he
Ezekiel
just
Elliott?
like fell backwards.
Yeah.
No, they smooshed him.
It was ridiculous.
It was awful.
It was ridiculous. And of course, and for your newer fans, do yourself a favor, not just because I'm a Niner fan, but it is one of the most talked about plays in the NFL. And you know what I'm going to say. It's called The Catch. The Catch with Joe Montana, who is the GOAT, and Dwight Clark. And with, again, we were battling to go to the Super Bowl. And I believe it was January 82, January 10th, 82. Third down, 3 yards to go. 58 seconds. And what happened?
I don't
Do you
remember.
know? Do you not know?
No.
Magic.
Do you not know?
Magic.
My dad was in the seats. It was in Candlestick Park and Stadium. And Joe Montana was scrambling, and you see it. Google it. He runs out, and you can hear the crowd. 58 seconds. We're losing. 58 seconds left. And he just throws like a Hail Mary looking pass. And you hear like the stadium go quiet. And then like all of a sudden you hear like this roar. And Dwight Clark ended up catching it in the end zone over, I think his name was Walls, Everson Walls, I think it was. And you could see he was so tall, but somehow it was like the ball went over just his hands
It was
perfectly.
magic.
It was magic.
It was-
And it was literally one of the most amazing plays in the NFL. It's called The Catch. It's very iconic. And we did go on to beat the Bengals, and we did get that Super Bowl. And furthermore, my father, Joe Madrid, who I hope is watching today, he was in the stands.
Amazing.
He was in the stands. And I'm just going to tell you a fun fact about my dad. He told me this when we did there was an article on him being such a big fan when he had cancer. And he was in the stands, and he told this article, I go, Dad, oh my God, don't ever tell that story again. And he's like, why? And I go, you were in the stands. He said, I was so excited. Back then, they snuck in champagne bottles.
Oh.
He had 42 season tickets. Literally in section 32, right by the field, and he was right there in the end zone. And he said he was so scared, he closed his eyes. He closed his eyes. He said, Monica, I was so scared. I was afraid. And I just instinctively, I closed my eyes because I couldn't watch. And he goes, and all of a sudden I heard the crowd cheer.
That's so
And I
cool.
opened and he goes, I didn't have to open my eyes. I knew he caught it. I knew he won the game. And he
Oh my
opened his
gosh.
eyes. And of course, champagne all in the section. And we won. And it was like one of the biggest moments in his life. But my father heard it, but he closed his eyes.
Aw.
But, it makes me think about him.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's the power of football. That's how
Exactly.
magical it can be for people. Yeah.
Exactly. But speaking of crying, let's talk about the Chargers.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Raiders.
So
the Raiders.
So here's the thing I've figured out with Charger games. I think the whole game now we just have to sit there like this because like every few seconds something happens and you're like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? You know, like it starts with Quentin Johnson, who had a fair catch. Thank you for throwing your little challenge flag and not throwing it like Bill Belichick did, Coach Staley. Which, if you followed Quentin Johnson from TCU, he had a real big problem with them holding onto that ball and getting under there. But he's conquered that, so we win that challenge. Yep. We still.
When you say we, you're a Charger fan.
The Charger fans
for the
win
newer
challenge.
fans.
Still no Nick Bosa, still no Williams, still no Eckler. But somehow this team shows up. And Herbert, I've said it once, I've said it twice. He's the future. He is a franchise quarterback waiting to he's just amazing. He's had 234 pass what is it called? Pass attempts.
Yes.
But he had one pick, and that was this week.
INT.
Interception.
INT,
Pick,
yep.
interception.
That means they threw it to the wrong team.
Right.
For the newbies.
But that also, let's keep in mind two things. One, he got a dirty hit. A disgustingly dirty hit from Tillery.
Yep.
Typical Raider behavior, by the way.
Yeah.
Typical Raider behavior. Just thug behavior. Why? Why? So you go and you try to hurt a quarterback. Okay, so there's one. Two, there's another play where someone steps on his hand to the point where they had to literally, it was his non-throwing hand, tape it up and popsicle stick it, looking like Jack Skellington over here. And then they had to put a glove on it because he was in so much pain. And offensively, I just felt so bad because Herbert was scrambling a lot. I mean, Keenan Allen had another great game. He's crushing it for us this year.
Shout
We
out
love
to
Keenan
Keenan.
Allen.
The two of them
We
together
love his wife,
are-
Sandra, you're beautiful.
And Michelle, shout out to our girl Michelle, who does all everybody's hair in the NFL.
Yeah, well,
And
but
except for Keenan's bald head.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But again, another Chargers typical. We're here with 3 minutes left. We're 4th and 1.
Yes.
What do? We
Of
go
course.
for it.
I could hear you in my head
with a
watching that
quarterback
game.
with a popsicle stick taped up hand. So we don't get it. Shocker.
Yeah.
Raiders get the ball back. Yep. They end up going for it on 4th and 10.
4th and 10?
And they get it.
Wow.
But then, once again, my Chargers defense rises.
Yep.
We get an interception.
Yep.
We run that ball back, and we win our game.
So happy.
And I
So
actually was
happy.
invited to that game, but like you, I said, no, thank you. Also because I'm smarter than that to go to a Charger Raider game. And I don't know if you guys saw, and this is on both sides, Chargers and Raiders. The fan violence needs to come to an end.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to
And
go
it's
to a
not
game and watch
everywhere.
someone get knocked out anymore. It's something about certain teams that when they get together.
Well,
I've seen that at a Raider Niners game. I've seen a man
Again,
physically attack
Raider.
a woman
That pissed
at
me
a
off.
game.
common denominator.
Now, wait a minute. Let's put it in perspective, though. There's 70,000 fans.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And a lot of alcohol.
And a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is why I believe in the baseball world, they stopped serving alcohol, the
Seventh inning.
seventh inning.
Seventh,
yeah.
So I don't want that to happen in the NFL, but I just want to put it into perspective, especially for our newer fans. It's an amazing journey to go to a game, the fandom, the vibe, but there are always those few
Yeah.
who do too much.
Yeah.
And it's not okay. And I will say this, what really pisses me off is that when you see two people go at it, where are the other fans
Stopping it.
instead of stopping it, they're filming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, put your camera down and go help and stop this violence. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's insane.
the only violence I want to see is Khalil Mack.
Oh my
with
God.
6 sacks.
Was it
Num
six?
sack lunches.
Was it 6?
6 sacks.
I thought it was 5.
6.
Wow.
The record is 7.
Wow.
Love that.
The Mac attack is back.
Yes.
And when I tell you that was the only violence I needed to see, that's what I'm saying. So just
And
keep
that's
it on
legal
the field.
violence.
Yeah, keep it on the field.
Yeah.
Keep it
and
clean.
we'll keep going.
Keep it
but
clean, though.
But still Raiders without Jimmy G. Maybe he'll be back this week. Concussion protocol.
Sorry.
He couldn't even make the trip, by the way.
What did I tell
he
you
didn't even
guys?
bother to make the
What
trip.
did
I
I
know.
tell you guys?
He was probably
Nothing
shooting a
new.
Jessica
Nothing new
Mangel
for
hair
Niner
commercial.
fans. Nothing
If you
new.
go back to our old podcast, old like we've been here for 10 years,
Yeah.
old like three podcasts
Yeah.
ago, I talk about Jimmy G. And again, the fan base, the Niners are still, there's not even on our team anymore, and they're still divided. And
Yeah.
what happens is, as a fan, you become locked in on one player and you have his back, and then the other fans are like, I hate him, we lose because of him. It's all this like back and forth. So when Jimmy got traded to the Raiders,
Yep.
there's a video out of me and my little friend talking about he's a Raider fan. And we were talking about Jimmy G, and I looked at him and I said, good luck.
Yeah.
So I was just like, good luck. He's like so excited, and I looked at him and I'm like,
They
he's
don't know,
not
they
e-
don't know.
And I love Jimmy G. Nicest guy.
Oh.
Not only is he handsome, and we know Kira Mia, we all talked about our friend who, another podcast we had, and she went on a date with him, very famous. and all she said was how amazing of a gentleman he was.
Cool. Get on the plane, fly to LA, and be with your team. I don't want to hear it.
But no, all that
I'm not giving you a badge for being a nice guy.
I know, but all that to say, not only is it not on the, and we don't know behind the scenes, but dude, you don't even play. Like, this is the problem.
Yeah.
All these people that want to like back him up, okay, but like you got to get.
The nice guys are finishing last. Russell Wilson.
Right.
These coaches are telling you, stop being nice, stop kissing babies, stop being so freaking nice.
But
play.
To stick with
Play.
To stick with Raider rhetoric, I mean, and did you see what happened to Jones this week?
Oh my
so
God.
The Raiders released him after violating a protective order
For domestic violence.
And then he posted this video where I don't know.
Did you see it, Melissa?
I did.
But
I
did you see
did.
the video?
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
He seemed very disoriented. He did not seem to be
Well,
all
he
the way
started
there.
crying when people started talking about Aaron Hernandez. When somebody asked him about Aaron Hernandez and if Aaron Hernandez actually killed himself in prison, it made him so emotional to the point where he started crying. I don't know. Maybe he was just having a rough day. Maybe he ate some magic mushrooms.
Someone interviewing him? I thought he was on like a selfie.
No, he was holding. It was a live.
It was like a live, so people could like interact with him on the live.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He just seemed like
Out of
why
it.
would you even do a live? Like there's just so many.
I mean, it started out normal, but it took a weird turn. I mean, the minute they brought up Aaron Hernandez and asked if he really thought he killed himself, he just lost it.
And
he lost it.
again, for our newer fans, do you want to tell them a little bit?
Aaron, it's such a sad story.
Yeah. So Aaron Hernandez was on the Patriots. He came from the Gators, Florida Gators. He had a kind of like a hard past growing up, and it just followed him throughout the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the nicest
Basically,
way I
the
can say it.
theory is he's killed 2 people and won a Super Bowl in between.
He's like, just fuck it. He's killed 2 people as a murderer, and he was in jail, and then he hung himself.
The theory is this man might have gotten away with killing 2 people and winning a Super Bowl at the same time.
Yeah. So, there's a dark side to every,
CTE is a real thing.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
But yeah, so Jones released that video. Jones, of course, comes from a very famous family. His brother's arguably one of the best fighters in the world, Daniel Jones. And you just got to wonder, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell, but that was, again, the Raiders released him. So,
We'll
to
see.
something other than the Raiders.
Let's do it.
I'm bored.
I'm with you.
I'm bored.
Melissa, because, we're
about
not
the
going to be here. We could
Vikings?
be here all day talking
But her
about football, but
Vikings.
let's talk about her Vikings and the Lions.
Oh,
You go first, girl.
You got 2 teams now, Melissa.
Yeah,
Oh my
Get
God,
it.
I know. I have all these.
Get
all
it.
these
This
teams.
is your-
Well, okay. So Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
That's. I mean,
Look at her eyes when she says Kirk Cousins. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, go on.
No, he came back. I knew he's been playing consistently well, but he has no O-line. I mean, he's out there by himself, game after game after game. He's running the ball. He's throwing the ball. He's trying to block. He's doing everything for that entire offense. And this week, finally, they pulled out a win. It was dirty. It was ugly. It was messy.
It was against the Panthers.
It was against the Panthers.
Every
All that
Panthers
to
fan,
say.
but every Panthers fan should be given a defibrillator because they had a 99-yard interception touchdown.
Yes.
And they still find a way to lose.
Oh,
99 is literally the
Unbelievable.
longest.
And by the way, you say O-line a couple times.
Oh, yeah. So the offensive line, so the guys who are there to protect him and to block for him so that he can actually have a chance to deliver the ball to the receivers that are out there waiting for him. It was painful.
They're
to
not
watch.
blocking.
They're not blocking. They're not having his back. And so finally, though, he pulled out a win, and I was just so happy for him because he's been playing well. He just can't do it all by himself.
Right.
So he got that win, which was very cool.
And you're Detroit.
Yes, and the Lions for Thursday Night Football. That was such a fun game too. I think they ran for like 210 yards. It was such a fun game. It feels like so long ago now.
I know,
but
right?
it was a really good game, and they also pulled out a W. So I was so proud of them. Dan Campbell, I love his little locker room speeches. They fire me up. I watched him afterwards, and I'm like, I could go run through a wall right now. Like, he fires me up. He's such a good coach.
I like when his hat, it's always like a little crooked after the games. Have you seen his hat?
Yeah.
And he's in the
Yeah.
locker room, and he's like a little crooked, and I love
Here's a
that.
question. Who's the biggest bust quarterback so far week 4?
Well, here's the question, though. Does he have to be an elite quarterback or anybody?
Biggest bust meaning the quarterback we thought everyone thought was going to be great and is just like not showing up.
Well,
I mean, I think Jones. What do you think?
I just never thought he was going to be good, but
Oh.
I would agree with you. I think that some people would say that. I mean,
Amazing.
I don't know if this counts, but Russell Wilson, it is probably one of the biggest drop from being elite to like nothing.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is close second.
I'm giving my biggest letdown of the year award to Joe Burrow.
Oh my God. Let's
What
talk about
is
that.
happening?
Well, he's hurt, but still.
He's hurt. Yeah.
You know what?
I know.
Here's the thing. No, when they said
Injury
he
doesn't-
hurt his calf in practice, everyone made it not a big deal.
Yep.
We were all kind of shifty on it because
Yep.
they weren't telling us too much. But then the organization gave him a huge contract. So to me, that meant, okay, they know he's good. That ain't a thing. It ain't his calf anymore. So now you want me to go back to that, well, he hurt his calf. Something isn't adding up.
Yeah,
They would not
yeah.
have given him the contract they did if they thought that was a major injury.
And he is, for the newer people, how much did he get? Do you remember?
No.
It was-
Every week it was the highest paid,
was
whatever.
dumb. It was dumb money. It was
every
dumb
week,
money.
somebody's getting paid higher, so I can't keep up. But I
Me either.
believe as of this very moment, I think he is the highest paid, and it was over like
No, it is not. Your
230.
boy is.
Which one?
Bosa.
Oh, I was thinking QB.
Oh, QB, yeah, maybe.
I think it's over 230 million or something. I'm sure somebody will look it
Ryan,
up
can
for
we
us.
fact check that?
But
Thank you.
here's the thing. And for our newer fans, check this out. Like, literally, your agent goes to work for you and you sign a $200+ million contract. You probably get 90 million guaranteed. And then you play 2 weeks later and you get 0 freaking touchdowns.
Yeah.
That, can you imagine what the fan base and the owner, whoever wrote that $200 million check?
I blame the trainers. Like, who cleared him? Who physically checked him and said
Something
he's
else
fine,
is going on.
Cut a
Ryan,
check.
do we have a confirmation?
And
Joe
Oh
Burrow?
my God. It doesn't matter. It's over. How
What is
many?
it?
200? Okay, it's a lot of money.
It's, yeah.
You know what I mean? Thank you, Ryan. It's
I mean, no,
and-
but
but then-
I did
but
not
then you-
pick the Titans
But then you
in that
go.
game.
But
No.
then you go back to Brock Purdy, who was picked last in the draft a year ago, literally last. They call him Mr. Irrelevant at the time. Now we know he's relevant, and he's getting 900,000. So, and he's doing the numbers. So at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you can come in as the top pick. You can come in as the last
wait, can we
pick.
flip that question though and say like who surprised you most in the quarterback
Tua.
role? Tua.
Tua
For good or bad?
Tagovailoa.
You mean last week?
No, most surprised quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa. I did not think he was going to come out this well, especially after the injury last year where it looked like
Yeah.
his head was getting ripped off.
Yeah.
I thought he'd come back playing scared, playing shy, but you know what? He started doing jiu-jitsu. He started working out more, and he has been the biggest impressment. I mean, I'm just impressed.
so-
I love that answer.
I think. Yeah, I think.
you?
What was the question? The highest?
Yeah, like what's like who's your surprise? Like who's performed the best that you
Oh,
didn't
the best.
maybe think, in preseason.
Mine would be the opposite. I always believed in Brock. Some people are shocked by that.
Are we
I
surprised
watched
by that
every
answer?
game. I watched, but he's really good. It just not.
but we
just-
knew he was going to be good.
not just because I'm a Niner fan. I have talked not bad, but I have.
but
been,
she asked who was the most surprising quarterback so far this year.
I don't. I think mine is the. I'm more surprised the opposite. I'm surprised that Justin Fields is not doing as well as he is.
Okay, mine is CJ Stroud. And I mean that with all my heart because he's my hometown hero. He's from Rancho High School. Like shout out to the Cougars. We graduated from the same high school. And I was hoping that he would do so well. I was rooting for him in the draft to go number 1. Like but he's
But we knew he wasn't going to go number 1.
Yeah.
You know,
But
that
he's
doesn't
been
matter.
amazing this
he's
year.
a rookie quarterback.
Yes, but he's been amazing this year. I mean, all the talk is that he is absolutely he's given the Texans new life. That there's actually a chance for them to go to the playoffs. I mean, he has actually put out some amazing talent this year, and I'm so proud because in your first year, I think the expectations. Well, I had very low expectations. Making that transition from college to football, even though he was great in college, and he's really performed. So
Yeah.
I
like the red uniforms last week. I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, those were nice.
Yeah, I like the red
Yeah,
and the
I
blue.
liked
That
them.
kind of pop.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing. If anything else that we can say that we've noticed is like it does not, and I think Brady said something like this. I'm sure a lot of people say this is like it does not matter when you are picked to go into the draft.
Yep.
When you get that chance to change your life, to get on the field under the lights, it is all on you to make the best of it.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
show out and do what you came to do.
Yeah.
And the money, it will follow.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Brock. He doesn't have hardly those bags, as you say, but you could tell he freaking takes his job seriously.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep going on the Brock. Maybe I'll meet him one day. But let's talk about, because we only, we could be here all day, but what about the Eagles?
Ooh, the Eagles.
The Eagles barely won over the Washington
Commanders.
Can we get?
we can't even call them that, right? No, they're
going
going to change their name in a week anyway.
Can we do that?
Over
Please.
Washington. Yeah, you know what? Jalen Hurts, man. That game, I caught some of, not entirely, but that looked a little too close for comfort for me.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles really came out this year and people thought it was going to be the two best teams, the Niners and the Eagles. And I'm going to say it's the Niners and the Bills right now. I mean, that look most complete. I don't know. Eagles just haven't clicked right. And, again, now we could say at week 2, it's only week 2, but now it's week 4.
Yeah.
You can't say it's only week 4 anymore.
Yeah.
By week 4, people have established their identities.
Also, another really high-paid quarterback that's
Another high-paid
not
quarterback.
performing up to
with a
par.
female agent who got him that bag.
Yes.
Shout out to Nicole Lynn.
Yes.
Love her.
Love to have you on our podcast. Somebody get this to her. She is like literally like kind of like my idol. I don't know about you guys, but like just I love women that break ground. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not just Jalen Hurts. She has a ton of agents, and what I love about that is hearing the players talk so highly about her.
Yes.
And her skills and what she brings to the table.
And she's a new mom, and as a mom of 4 myself, I'm like much respect to her that
Let's
she
do
holds
it.
it down
Nicole.
on the home front.
Yes.
Holds it down at home, holds it down at work. She does it all. She's on the plane with her baby. It's so cute. She has her baby with her in her bag, and she's heading to the games, and she's doing it all the way moms do. So we love her.
There's one more game. I mean, there's so many games we can't talk about all of them.
I want to hear about your weekend.
But wait, before we get to my weekend, I want to hear about your weekend. There was a game in London. And I think we should talk about that. There was a game. It was the Jags in Atlanta, wasn't it?
He was so forgettable. Exactly.
So, they send the shitty teams to London. Let's be honest.
Well, the Jags owner is expat, so there's that connection there.
That's true.
Okay.
But I do have, some little gems, I call them.
Give 'em
about
to
the
me.
London games. Are you guys interested?
Right. Yes, tell us.
So the NFL believes that, and I absolutely believe this. By the way, download our app. It is literally available in every country except France and Italy, which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But the NFL, and I do believe this, is dying to get into the other countries because there is a huge fan base other than the United States.
Yeah.
And so they started sending out players in games and having games out in other countries. And I think it started in 2000, I have it here, 2007.
Wow. Yeah.
So the first game abroad in London was in 2007. The Jaguars, by the way, there's a whole thing on how to say Jaguars. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh. no.
Jaguars. It was like a whole thing. Yeah. How do you say it?
Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Yeah, apparently we all say it wrong.
Oh, it's
So
Jaguars?
we'll look that up.
Okay.
Yes, weird. But anyway, their first time in London was in 2013.
Wow. Okay.
Where am I going with this? It is a kind of like a known fact. They are like the biggest team in London.
What?
There's all these major fans that follow Jacksonville Jaguars.
No.
Yes. And I think I figured it out because I had to go down the rabbit
If
hole.
you are someone in the UK watching this and you are a Jaguars fan, can you please comment? I am dying to know more about
Yeah.
this phenomenon.
Well, this is what I've come up with is they like I said, they sent the Jaguars there more than anybody else.
Yes.
So they've seen them more.
Yeah.
They are the most, the team has played in London more than anybody else.
Yeah, because the owner was an expat.
Right? So I can see
So
that.
Tata Motors money.
Right? And also, I think when I heard somebody talking about soccer versus football.
Yeah.
Right? The
Football
reason,
and American football.
yeah, the reason why people in London, this is just what I heard.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Really love watching American football is because they can go to the game, they can wear their merch, other teams can wear their merch, and they won't kill each other. Because soccer is so serious,
So cutthroat. Yeah.
so cutthroat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That the way I heard it is like they can watch American football and you can be jerseyed out and rep your team and someone else and you can still have a conversation.
You won't get jumped.
And you won't get jumped. You won't get stabbed, and you can still have a drink together.
I love
because
that.
soccer,
It's too intense.
you cannot.
That's
Isn't
wild.
that interesting?
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's any other fans out there from other countries, I know we have a couple from Germany. Shout out to I think is Rockfest follows us.
Oh yeah,
Rockfest. Shout out to Rockfest. We'd love to hear from other football fans around the world and let us know how you feel about American football.
Yeah.
Did we cover everything?
Oh my gosh, did we?
Did we cover
I
everything?
think we'd be remiss if we don't talk about something that happened in pop culture this week. That to me was just. Do you guys see that someone has now stepped forward and said, "Hi, I'm the person who shot Tupac Shakur."
Oh,
we're gonna switch it over to Tupac. That was a hard
pop
left.
culture.
Yeah,
It's just
I lost my record deal to him.
I know you did, and that's why I wanted to bring it up because I know Tupac is the one who took your record deal.
He did.
So this man has come forward and said, "You know what? I did it."
Did he admit it, or did he just allude
No,
to it in those
he's
interviews?
admitting it.
Okay.
After all these
I
years.
didn't hear him admit it. I just heard him.
No, he went and like
Aloof.
told, and then the FBI or whoever looked into it and was like, "There's some basis here." And I guess it was a rival gang member. He
Yeah.
explained how someone else was driving the
He
car.
was in the Cadillac. That
Yeah.
shot at, yeah.
And you know, I can't
It
believe
only
after
took
all this time. How
30
many years?
years.
Yeah, how
Our
many
whole
years?
life, it's been the mystery of our lifetime.
Right.
Who shot?
I still don't think he's dead. He's on an island somewhere with Prince partying.
It would
Probably.
be nice. It
I'm
would
just
be
saying.
nice.
But so I thought that was so crazy.
Yeah.
That this guy's just coming forward and going, "Yeah, here you go. This is what I did."
That was.
Well, I can't comment because I was so busy doing what I do. I knew that
You're
they
always
caught him.
working.
I
Yeah.
know I am always working, trying to bring you guys the best stories ever. I mean, I could sit there with the memes. I try to get the best content and get. I mean,
There's so many.
oh, there's so many. But,
I mean, but the best meme this week. I'm sorry, this is
can
the
we do
basketball.
that? The best meme. That
Best
we
meme. No, that we. I mean, I
we
posted
post
it on
it?
my story.
Oh, okay. What was
and it
it?
wasn't a football meme. Was
Oh.
Jimmy Butler showing up to Miami's media day with
I
an
saw it.
emo black
What is
hairdo?
it?
Every year he shows up with something different. Last year he had dreads. This year he had this emo hair. I mean, the memes have just been like. Panic at the free throw line, fallout balls,
Oh, yeah.
like it's just. I mean, he crushed
let's
it for me
start
this
that
week.
next week.
It seemed
What if-
more
yeah.
like a pimp, like a pimp kind of like.
No, he wore
That was
He
like
wore
super fly.
trench coat.
I saw that and I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait, because I was gonna post it on our stories and then I realized it was basketball, so I didn't
Yes.
post it. But we should do our favorite meme of the week.
Oh.
Can we do that on our
Yes,
page though that we
yes.
post?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah,
Do you have
definitely.
one that we did this week that sticks out?
Ooh,
Do you have one?
I already had mine.
no.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't football.
I don't like
That's
anything
okay.
with Taylor Swift. Okay, my favorite meme that I posted and you reposted was the clip of
Oh.
Taylor Swift and then shooting over to "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" and him just screaming like "Enough, enough." That's how I feel.
Well, we're gonna see.
and one of
We're
our
gonna
producers,
see.
Diana Mendoza, shout out. She also reposted it as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
No,
already
I had
posted
already
it too,
posted
even
it.
though you targeted me with it.
I was
I
targeting
had
you.
already posted it.
I did. I tagged her.
She did.
Swiftie, shout out to my sister who's a diehard Swiftie, by the way. And I love that she's always like, Monica, these Swifties are looking for you. Like they're looking for you guys. They want to hear about football.
Here I am
They don't-
representing for us right
and they're
here.
my
If
favorite
you're a
shirt. And
Swiftie,
they
you
don't
know.
want to hear from Carson Daly.
I'll be over
Oh my
here.
Come
gosh,
on.
no.
I'll be
And our little emo girl.
I don't know nothing about Taylor Swift.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Can we send?
I
Endgame
already
to
don't
her?
like John
Yeah.
Mayer and Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal because
That's
of
right.
her.
No, she is a poet. Honestly.
I love her personality. I just don't dig the
I
whole.
know. Why don't you get Metallica to follow us? You just stay on Metallica. We'll get with the
Yeah,
Swifties.
should be so lucky.
Yeah, we got this. We got this.
Anyways, I love talking to you girls, and I can't wait for next week.
Week 5, baby.
What game are you? Oh, we got to do the pick'ems, and then let's
Oh,
wrap up.
pick'ems.
Yes.
Pick'ems.
Oh my God. While I'm looking it up in our app, by the way, NFL schedule, breaking news, everything you want to know is in our Football Sexy app. Okay. Oh. Congratulations! I was a Pro Bowler. How many wins did you get last week?
Ooh,
Let's
let me
see. Did we
see.
beat Sanaz?
Pick 'em, pick 'em.
What did you
Oh,
get?
Pro Bowler. Yep.
I got 10.
I probably didn't even
I got
get
10
one.
right.
Yep.
Give me the
9.
number. 9. I'm ahead.
Give me a second.
Come on, give me a. Come on.
It's loading.
Oh my God! While it's loading.
Pull the leaderboard. Hold on. Can we shout
3
out to our
first downs.
What?
I had a bad week.
Wait, how many did you get right?
Not many.
No, I want a number.
at
Last
the top.
week, 12.
Fuck. She still beat
You
us.
still beat us.
Sorry.
You still beat
Damn.
us.
And you know what? I didn't accidentally. You know, I always
I'm number
accidentally.
6. I'm number 6 on the
Let's only do the
leaderboard.
top 3. The top 5.
Top three.
Shout out to
80 Pastor, San Francisco 49er fan with 43 correct wins. Ambi Anderson with 43 correct wins, also a Niner fan. And Stephanie Cornell with 43 correct wins,
Hey.
also a Niner fan.
they are all tied with the most wins,
Love
43.
that.
Shout out, and they all just happen to be
Niner
Niner
fans.
fans.
So go through this week.
Okay, number 4. Number 4,
we're going-
Eric Turner is with 42 wins. And Ashley Young, 41. Sanaz, our girls, with 41. Vanessa Lopez with 41. So
And my 8-year-old is there at number 47. So if
That's
you're
right,
smarter than an
Roman.
8-year-old,
That's
then
right, Roman.
Let's represent.
way to go, Roman.
Roman fighting cancer and fighting the pick'ems.
Okay.
right.
All right.
8
Let's
years
go
old.
with the picks. What do we got here? All right.
Chicago
gosh,
Bears
let's
at
do
Washington
it.
Commanders.
Ooh, Commanders.
Oh my
Melissa?
God. Oh yeah, Commanders. The Bears. We didn't talk about this, but the Bears have not won a game.
Oh, that was the best meme. That was one of the best memes. Did you see that?
The Queen Elizabeth one.
The one with Elon Musk.
Tell me that one.
I can't remember, but it said Elon Musk took over the world in this year, and the Bears haven't won in the same amount of time. Like
Oh.
they literally haven't won a game.
It said the Queen Elizabeth one said, "Don't worry, Queen Elizabeth. You've only lost 2 bear wins since you've died." And it was like because she died over a year ago, and they haven't won a game.
Yeah, it's her fault.
Time.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Okay.
sorry.
Jacksonville at Buffalo.
Ooh,
Buffalo.
Houston at Falcons.
I'm gonna go with C.J. Stroud, my boy.
Smart move.
Yep.
CJ, okay. Carolina at Lions.
Lions. You guys know Dan Campbell.
Lions.
Titans at Colts.
Shout out to the
Ooh.
Titans who pulled it out. I
Yeah.
did not see that one
Yeah, I
coming, by the
didn't
way.
know.
I was so mad because I bet on them last week and then they lost. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. And that's my second home, and I missed that
Yeah.
game. Shout out to Tori Baldwin for following us. Her man plays for the Titans. And Andre Hopkins, we love you guys. Go on.
Oh, we have New York Giants at Miami Dolphins.
Ooh,
Miami's going to
Miami.
come
That
back.
is
is
Stop
just-
that.
Yeah,
The
come on.
Giants are just not. We know.
The Saints at the Patriots.
Oh, the
Ooh,
Saints.
that's
The
ugly.
Patriots have been playing so bad.
I love that we're not afraid of Bill Belichick.
Not
Saints.
at all.
Uh,
His
the
little
Ravens-
his little red sock.
Dirty sock throw.
Keep it out
The
of the
Ravens
worst.
at Steelers.
Steelers.
No way,
No,
Ravens.
Ravens.
No. Oh, I think.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
come
okay.
up. I'll come
No,
up.
she said
Yeah,
Steelers.
take
She has
the
to pick
Steelers.
Steelers.
Take the Steelers.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay, okay.
Bengals at Cardinals. Oh, my
wow.
goodness.
I'm going to go with Cardinals.
I'm
Screw
going
it.
to bed now. Wake
Screw
me
it.
up when that game is done.
Yeah,
Screw it.
I
doesn't
can't.
matter either
Oh,
way.
Eagles and Rams.
Ah.
By the way, we have to give a shout out to Puka.
Puka Nakua.
Puka Nakua, the rookie wide receiver coming in for Cup, is killing it.
Yeah.
And he is the cutest, sweetest thing.
I know.
Love him.
Little
we will be covering
Pinch.
him.
I want to
God.
pinch his
He's
face.
the
I
sweetest.
No, he's adorable. I get
Love
it.
that guy.
Listen,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it back to the Eagles. They're not gonna lose.
Okay.
They're not.
Jets, Denver.
Oh, great.
Oh, my God.
Oh God.
That's
Another boring game.
I know.
We can sleep through that one. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Okay, I don't even.
I don't even know.
That
I
one's
need time
not
to
even.
think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kansas City at Minnesota.
Oh, I mean, I would love to say my Kirk Cousins would come up, but I think Mahomes is going to pull this one out, you guys.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys at 49ers. 49ers,
Oh,
obviously.
I
That's
don't
not
think
even
we're-
a
I don't think
skip.
we're allowed on the stage.
Skip.
I think
I'm
we would-
taking bets, by the way, if I don't know you and you lose and you take the Cowboys, them boys, you change your logo for a week to the football sexy logo.
That's fair.
I'm taking bets.
And
And,
then-
if I know you, wait, I'm taking ribeye bets. I don't bet money, I bet ribeye steaks. Okay, go on.
And our Monday night game, the Green Bay Packers headed over to
Oh,
Sin
my
City
God.
to take on the
Raiders.
Oh my God, I refuse
But
to say it.
Jimmy's
like
not
that.
playing.
No, he might be back.
Is
They
he?
said.
No, it doesn't matter. He's not going to show up. I'm just kidding. No, I'd still say the Packers.
You'd say the Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers got back a lot of weapons. I was really let down by their performance.
They needed
week.
this win. They
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
I mean, Thursday night, I really thought the Packers were going to win. And by the way, I was wrong. Sorry about my real guys. I really thought they would. I'm going to tell them they're going to win this time.
Yeah, I think so too. All right.
That's going to be a game time decision for me.
Okay.
So
Week
you
5,
can you
baby.
can change your pick'ems all the way up until game
Yep.
time.
Yes,
FYI.
until the game
So
starts.
I have time to change. Anyways, we love talking football. We love teaching and talking. We hope you enjoyed it. And as always, keep it sexy.
Sexy.